aim of our presentation to explain alternating and direct current, to explain the working of AC and DC transformers, and to know about the daily applications of transformers.
Alternating current. Alternating current is an electric current which periodically reverses direction and changes its magnitude continuously with time, in contrast to direct current, which flows only in one direction. Alternating current is a form in which electric power is delivered to business and residences, and it is a form of electric energy that consumers typically use when they plug kitchen appliances, television, fans, and electric lamps into a wall socket. A common source of DC power is a battery cell in a flashlight. The abbreviation of AC and DC are often used to mean simply alternating and direct, as when they modify current or voltage.
Direct current. Direct current is one directional or unidirectional flow of electric charge. An electrochemical cell is a prime example of DC power. Direct current may flow through a conductor such as a wire, but can also flow through semiconductors, insulators, or even through a vacuum as in electron or ion beams. The electric current flows in a constant direction. Distinguish it from alternating current. A term formerly used for this type of current was galvanic current.
Transformer. A transformer is defined as a passive electrical device that transfers electrical energy from one circuit to another through the process of electromagnetic induction. It is the most commonly used to increase step-up or decrease step-down voltage level between circuits. Working principle of transformer. The working principle of a transformer is very simple. Mutual induction between two or more windings, also known as a coils, allows for electrical energy to be transferred between circuits. Transformer theory. Say you have one winding, also known as a coil, which is supplied by an alternating electric source. The alternating current through the winding produces a continually changing and alternating flux that surrounds the winding. If another winding is brought close to this winding, some of the portions of this alternating flux will link with the second winding. As this flux is continually changing in its amplitude and direction, there must be a changing flux linkage in the second winding or coil. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, there will be an EMF induced in the second winding. If the circuit of this secondary winding is closed, then the current will flow through it. This is the basic working principle of a transformer. Let us use electrical symbols to help visualize this. The winding which receives electrical power from the source is known as primary winding. The winding which gives the desired output voltage due to the mutual induction is commonly known as secondary winding. This is the second coil in the above diagram. A transformer that increases voltage between primary to secondary winding is defined as step-up transformer. Conversely, a transformer that decreases voltage between the primary to secondary winding is defined as step-down transformer.
Whether the transformer increases or decreases the voltage level depends on the relative number of turns between the primary and secondary side of the transformer. If there are more turns on the primary coil than the secondary coil, then the voltage will decrease. If there are less turns on the primary coil than the secondary coil, then the voltage will increase. While the diagram of the transformer above is theoretically possible, in an ideal transformer it is not very practical. This is because in the open air, only a very tiny portion of the flux produced from the first coil will link with the second coil. So, the current that flows through the closed circuit connected to the secondary winding will be extremely small. The rate of change of flux linkage depends upon the amount of linked flux with the second winding. So, ideally, almost all of the flux of primary winding should link to the secondary winding. This is effectively and efficiently done by using a core-type transformer. This provides a low reluctance path common to both of the windings. The purpose of the transformer core is to provide a low reluctance path through which the maximum amount of flux produced by the primary winding is passed through and linked with the secondary winding. The current that initially passes through the transformer when it is switched on is known as transformer inrush current. Transformer parts and the construction. The three main parts of a transformer: primary winding of transformer, magnetic core of transformer, secondary winding of transformer. Primary winding of transformer. It produces the magnetic flux when it is connected to an electrical source. Magnetic core of transformer. The magnetic flux produced by the primary winding that will pass through this low reluctance path linked with the secondary winding and create a closed magnetic circuit. Secondary winding of a transformer. The flux produced by primary winding passes through that core will link with the secondary winding. This winding also wounds on the same core and gives the desired output of the transformer.
Application of transformers. We all cannot imagine a day without electricity. Our whole machine would run on electricity. But with electricity, there are several issues that the whole world has been facing, like power cuts, drops. Most of the cities face sudden power failures, etc. To overcome these issues, electrical transformers act as a savior. There are several varieties of transformers available in the market, and major categories are distribution, isolation, pulse, and RF transformers. Transformers are electrical equipment that are used to transfer electrical energy from power plants to industries and houses. The electrical transformers are used to rectify the high voltage electricity that comes from power plants and ensures power transmission in a safe, efficient, and economical manner. Today, with several power-operated systems available in the market, especially power transformers have created a great difference in our lives. They are used in power stations, auxiliary plants, industrial operations, reactors, etc.
Conclusion. Advantages of AC. Through the use of a transformer, AC permits simple voltage changes. High voltage or low current transmissions can reduce the problem of voltage drop. Because the conversion from AC to DC is also easy, AC facilitates the supply of power to DC-driven devices as well. Direct current has many uses, from charging of batteries to large power supplies for electronic systems, motors, and many more. Very large quantities of electrical energy provided by a direct current are used in melting of aluminium and other electrochemical processes.